back to another off-the-line performance video. This is video 3 in our Q&A series, and today we'll be talking about the OTL Catback. Pretty much how the other 2 videos worked was I took the most commonly asked questions by you guys and I compiled them into a list, and we'll be going through them and answering them accordingly. So let's get straight into it. Our first question is, how does the valve exhaust system work? Well, as you guys know, the OEM car actually has a valve, and the way that that works is with your throttle position. And the way that ours works is with a controller via the hand. So the middle section of our exhaust system here is actually a straight pipe, and then when you have the valve closed, it comes through the sides and through the muffler, so it's a little bit quieter. So the controller is on your key fob. It comes with the package, but you can put it on your key fob. There's 4 buttons on it. A and B are open and closed, and then C and D are open 10% each time you hit the button, and then closed 10% each time you hit the button. So it is completely controllable by you. That's how the controller works. Super easy, super simple. You can be outside the car, open and close it. You can be, it's just Bluetooth to the controller that is on the back of it here. Moving on to the second most asked question. Is there a performance gain with the valve being opened or closed? And according to our tuner junior, yes, there is a performance gain. When the valve is open and it is in its straight pipe state, there is a slight performance gain over with having the valves closed. Is it gonna be anything noticeable to you guys? Probably not. It's maybe a couple horsepower gain, a couple horsepower difference. The main thing is the sound, but yes, when you do have the valve open, you're letting your engine breathe better, you're letting the exhaust air flow through better, so yes, there is a slight performance gain. How does this exhaust compare to other exhausts? Well, we come in at the price point of around $1,600, which for a valved exhaust system that has, the full exhaust, it's not just like a center exit or anything like that, that is honestly pretty affordable. We've seen exhausts all the way up to $3,000 for these things. We are still using 304 stainless for the material, so it's super high quality. These mufflers are also on our catback for the BRZs. But yeah, everything that we use, we have a cast Y here. Everything is welded in-house, manufactured in-house. But yeah, we're sitting at about $1,600, for this exhaust system. And it does come in 3 different tip options. You can either get the polished tips, which we have here. We have the black tips, which are more of a smoked color. And then we have the burnt tips, which is obviously like burnt titanium look, like blue, purplish colors. And also what we offer is, say you want a polished center tip and then 2 different colors on the outsides. We actually sell the tip packs separately. So tips will come with the exhaust when you purchase it, but if you want a different color, you can actually purchase just the tips alone in a 3-pack. We get the 2 sides and then a center for, I want to say it's roughly $250, I believe, for the pack. Extremely affordable, extremely high quality. We are also thinking about coming out with a race series exhaust, which will essentially use the front half of the exhaust system here, and it'll just be a continuous straight pipe. That way, for you track guys that want to save weight and things like that, that will be an option for you. The next question is, what is the weight of the catback? This catback, I believe, weighs 4 pounds heavier than the OEM exhaust. And if you guys have ever held the OEM catback in your hands, you'll know that it is already pretty light because it is pretty hollow. There is one giant muffler that's pretty much empty in the center of the OEM exhaust, whereas ours is 2 separate ones, and there's cast metal, and anyway. But you have that capability of turning the valve on and off, and having the control at your fingertips, and the notes of the exhaust sound a lot better. So it comes in, I believe, at about 38 pounds. I think the OEM one is around 34, so that's the weight. The next commonly asked question is, will there be a race series option? We have been in the works of doing that, and we'll just offer like a center tip like I was saying. So it's pretty much just 1 pipe all the way straight through. It's not going to cost $1,600. It'll cost a lot less. But we're also thinking about adding it as an option. So when you do purchase the OTL Catback for another $150 or whatever we decide it will be, you can get the race series on top of it. So that way when you go to the track, you can put your race series on, save some weight, still get the performance gain, But then when you're done with the track, all you have to do is take this middle section off, boom, boom, and then you put it back on with the Street Series catback, which will, you know, make your sounds a lot more neighborhood friendly, I guess you could explain it as. Another major question that we get asked is, how is the drone? Now, when you're inside the car, we have made videos on this in the past, but we will clip some of the shots that we've got. You don't hear the drone. It sounds like a stock exhaust. When it's paired with the OTL downpipe, the drone, there's no drone per se, but the exhaust is louder when you're outside of the car. But it being a modern car, being brand new, and it's a nice Toyota, it has enough sound deadening and things like that, you're not hearing any annoying drone, and you can take it on long road trips. Like Justin, our owner, actually just took a cruise down to David's event in Atlanta, and they did a bunch of Tail of the Dragon stuff. He drove the car all the way down there with the catback on it, and no issues. There's no issues at all. He enjoyed it. The guys in the car with him enjoyed it. Everything was good, but they still got the cool sounds when they're ripping through the tail of, you know, having a nice open exhaust system. Hopefully you guys can tell via your listening ports on your head that this exhaust does sound great. It is a huge improvement over the OEM sound. When you're driving the car, it's a lot more enjoyable because it really makes it feel like a sports car, if that makes sense. Like the stock Corolla, yes, it doesn't sound bad, but it can sound better. You can liven it up. You can take it to your, you know, car shows or car meets and show your friends, like, hey, you can stand outside your car and open and close it, show them, make sure everything's cool. But this exhaust system does sound really, really good. Even with the valve closed, it sounds amazing. It is slightly louder than the OEM exhaust, which I think it's only like 3 or 4 decibels louder than the OEM exhaust. We do have another video on that as well. It is out. We can link that in the description or just show some sound clips either way. But no, the exhaust sounds great. The comparison to the OEM exhaust it's similar, but this is definitely a huge upgrade. I would 100% recommend it. The installation process, super easy, super simple. Everything is included in it that you need, and it's a great upgrade, even for a daily driver, for like a track-focused car, whatever you plan on doing with your GR Corolla. It's an awesome upgrade. I don't really know why you wouldn't do it. It comes in at the market price of, like I said, $1,600, which is, I would say, very middle ground. It might even be a little more on the inexpensive side as far as like valved exhausts go. I know there are a lot of single exit exhausts that come out the center and things like that that are going to be cheaper. But that's obviously less material, less, you know, whatever. You guys understand. But this is a high performance, high quality exhaust that I totally recommend for your daily driver or your race car. Another extremely important, this isn't a question, this is more of a thing that I've seen via Facebook groups or people having issues with installing this catback, is where you put the center hanger. Because essentially what you're doing is you're taking the OEM exhaust valve and we're bypassing it, but you're still leaving it on the car so it doesn't flag a check engine light, and we make a bracket for it. And I've seen the bracket installed incorrectly multiple times, and people are like, well, my exhaust is hanging weird, blah, blah, blah. It's just not working properly. It doesn't look right on the car. And that is because the center exhaust hanger, they're mounting it on the wrong side of the exhaust valve bracket. So make sure you're looking out for that. We do have an install video on this catback. We'll link that as well. But yeah, if you guys are extremely interested, which I hope you are, I hope this video has guided you to further choosing our OTL exhaust. Just head over to our website, offlineperformance.com. You'll find that you can purchase this along with our downpipe if you want, and I believe that price is around $2,800, but it can save on things like shipping and stuff like that. Make sure you sign up for our email as well so you get points, which include free shipping, you can get cash back, things like that. But yeah, go check out our website, offthelineperformance.com. Look at this, look at the product description, scroll down, read the customer reviews, get some insight, maybe, you know, ask some people on the Facebook groups or things like that. We also have a Facebook group. It is just called GR Corolla Performance, and you'll see the off-the-line performance outside of the building. It's our sign with the red Corolla in it. That is our Facebook group that I run. I'm super active in it. I'm happy to answer questions or anything like that. And make sure you use code OTLJ for 5% off your next order. So go check it out, go use those discount codes, and pick yourself up a nice new OTL Street Series valved catback system for your GR Corolla. Thank you.